Okay, how is everyone doing? Well, no one's actually here to talk, but it's fine. But yeah, today is going to be a art stream. Originally I was gonna like think of doing something fun and funny, but I decided why not do some practice of my own. So last stream I had mentioned how I'm kind of like starting out. I just started to pick up Clip Studio Paint. I picked it up about back in October, and that's where this or I had drawn this character or my PNG myself. But yeah, basically I am starting out as a brand new VTuber. Well, let me start from the beginning because I'm rambling. But yes, initially I wanted to become a VTuber. And this is kind of like something I decided a few months ago, and I've kind of been planning a lot. And I decided it would be much easier on myself if I just went ahead and, did the artwork and the rigging myself, and air quotes around it being easier because that's clearly something that's not very easy. There are people who do this as a living, and i'm I know for a fact that it is not the easiest thing in the world. So excuse me, I'm sorry. But yeah, it's definitely it's one of those things where I'm like, oh, I'm really interested in this. I think it's so cool, and you know what? I'm just gonna like start at square one and learn it for myself. Except I don't want to start at actual square one. I jumped in and I was like, oh, why don't I learn to make my own 3D model for whatever reason? And so that kind of started my little journey of learning how to make a 3D model and learning what Blender was, and that you have to have Blender skills in Blender. And I've never done anything with digital art, let alone 3D modeling or anything like that. So I have no idea how to use Blender at all. But then I finally kind of settled down and was like, oh, you know what? Why don't I try making a live 2D character? That looks a little bit easier. I also have already learned about Vroid Studio. So if you were going to suggest like maybe doing Vroid Studio, I'm aware of that, but I don't really want to start there. I definitely want to make my own 3D model in the future. It's not something that I'm like, jumping, racing to the finish line to get done now. But yeah, I kind of settled on, or I kind of backed up and was like, okay, let me try actually making a live 2D character. And originally I was going to try and spend like December and January working on a live 2D character, but it took a little bit longer than expected. Well, it's taking a lot longer than expected. I wasn't able to work on it then because during that time it was like from October to December, decided I wanted to build my own PC, and I thought I'd be able to get that finished in like a month. But then, genius me, being the genius that I am, I realized building my own character was going to take a lot longer, or not building my own character, building my PC was going to take a lot longer, and I'll probably talk about this in the future. But yeah, building my own character, it was definitely something that not building my own character, building a PC was definitely something that I thought I'd be able to just like bow, pang, or pang, pow, bang, be done with, like just maybe a month or two of like buying parts and I'd have it. But I ended up making my computer way too like expensive. Like I have a really nice computer now. Because again, my goal was like to live stream. I thought I'd play some cozy games and then like some zombie games here and there, and that's still the plan. I just wasn't expecting to build the computer that I did. Yeah, it definitely just kind of like spiraled out of control, and that's what basically kind of took me longer than I expected, because I have this really bad habit of running into things head first and not really, not really like patiently planning out. Like I'll plan, but I'll if I'm excited about something, I'll be like excitedly planning, and I'll just like, oh, I can do this and I can do that and blah, 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 blah. And then when it comes to like actually starting, it's like, oh wait, whoa, wait. I've done too much. Oh wait, hang on. We have to back up a few steps. We're still gonna get it done, but like maybe tag on like another 3 months to this. But yeah, that was kind of like what started, you know, or that's kind of like how my journey was progressing. I decided I wanted to do live streaming. I wanted to uh, build a live 2D character. Originally, I wanted to build a 3D model, but I didn't have a computer that was strong enough to do any of that. I was working off of my laptop, which that was one that I got for school. So, the best that it could do was like type. Like that's it. It managed to, it was perfect for writing papers for class, and it could handle because I went back to school in 2018 to finish my associates, because life drama, long story short, it just took a lot of things kept coming up, and I had to push off getting my degree, and then I finally went back to get it, and I needed a computer, and that's the one that I got, and it's literally strong enough to like play Left 4 Dead. And like that's the best it could do. It could play Left 4 Dead, and it could play like jittery Sims 4. um and so I wasn't really using it much for like video game, or I wasn't really using it much for gaming, and live streaming was completely out of the question because it wasn't going to be able to handle that. My computer cannot handle running two programs at once. Oh, the poor thing. Or it wasn't going to be able to handle running a video game and like OBS at the same time. Like it was not set up for that. But again, like I was saying, building my PC then became priority these past few months. So that's what I focused on building, and it is very, very, very powerful. It's a very nice computer. I love it a lot. It's still, unfortunately, like the stream is kind of laggy because it's not necessarily the computer. My computer is wireless. It's connected to Wi-Fi, and that's what's causing a lot of the frames to drop and like the fuzziness on stream. And that's that's not something I can really do anything about right now. I'd have to connect it to like an Ethernet cable, and the router is like on the other side of the apartment. Long story short, it's not going to happen until I'm like at a point where I have it closer to where the router is, or like something in my actual room, or like a proper office setup. So unfortunately, we're all just gonna have to like deal with the frame drops and the fuzziness on stream. I'm so sorry, but like, subscribe, consider becoming a member. Once I monetize, or if I get the chance to monetize, consider becoming a member, and yeah, I'll be able to push for better stream quality and better video quality, and my channel will be very entertaining for everyone. But what was I talking about? Oh yeah, so like building a computer became my new priority for the time being. During that time, I was practicing a little bit with Clip Studio Paint, but I wasn't really getting the practice in like I really feel like I needed. So that's kind of where today's stream comes in. I kind of got into this habit of playing around with like Bob Ross videos and following along with them, and that kind of helped me to get used to just drawing with Clip Studio Paint and just drawing on an art tablet entirely. Like, I feel like for anybody who's really used to drawing on a tablet, like the actual like touchscreen tablets, or the ones that are like like regular touchscreen tablets are built like that, but you're using the stylus to draw on it, or anyone who uses like Procreate on an iPad or something like that, I don't really feel like y'all fully get like how crazy it is, or like y'all get any more how crazy it is to switch from like paper and canvas to that. But for me, like I've always been paper and canvas the entire time that I've ever drawn, because I graduated high school in like 2009, and they just did not really have that like stuff like this like available to me. Like it just wasn't a thing for me. So when I got into college, I continued using traditional media, traditional paper and canvas and everything. And that's just like what it was. It's just what I had. Um, and as time went on, like I said, I stopped focusing on school for a while because there was a lot of craziness with my family and my parents' health, and uh, money was super tight. So it's like I had to focus more on working and less on actually going to school to finish my degree, which is, it kind of all sucks, because it's like if you finish your degree, you can get a chance at a better job anyway, and then you don't have to worry about money as much. But I wouldn't say like you don't have to worry about money at all, because let's face it, even if you get a degree, there's a lot of people out here who have like full bachelors and masters, and the job that they're at still not paying as well as it could. Like, welcome to America. But when you don't have anything, like, it definitely causes you to struggle. And I'm coming from like the not the most lucrative background, so money was tight for not just me, but it was like money was tight for my family as well. And you know that's kind of like one of the downsides of being poor and trying to go to school, because when money is needed, you have to work. That's just how it is. You got to work to get money, and if you want to get more money, you got to go to school. But sometimes you can't go to school because you gotta work so you can have some money now. So but what was I saying? Oh yeah, it's like around that time, like I didn't get to even try going into art. And I'd mentioned this, I think, on Tuesday's live stream, but I originally was like going to get my degree in biology. Well, I have a degree in biology, but biology really wasn't what I wanted to go into. It, did like art is kind of like my long time thing. I started drawing and painting when I was in middle school, and I got into high school and got into college, and I still took art classes in college and everything, but it was mainly just like, this is my outlet, this is my free time, this is my me time. I want to listen to my music, and I would just want to paint, so I don't have to worry about the things that are stressing me out that much. And it as a result, like as I got older, or not as I got older, I'm sorry, as I continued on in school, or like, no, okay, so what I was actually talking about was like what caused me to kind of stop, like the reason I focused on going into the science and not necessarily the arts like I wanted to, or like I wanted to, and probably like I should have. But a big reason was like around the time that I graduated, the trope of like being a starving artist was such a big thing. And if you go to school and you go into the arts, you're going to end up a starving artist and you won't make any money. And a lot of the adults in my life were really kind of scaring me out of that. And it was really unfortunate, because I definitely will not say I'm like a really amazing artist. I'm not like, a lot of the artists that you see here on YouTube or Instagram or Twitter or anything like that, where they're doing this amazing work on digital art and everything. I'm definitely not like that, but like on canvas and paper, I'm a pretty solid artist, and I definitely could have gotten better uh if I had just been given like, I guess, like a proper if I'd had someone in my life who was like really properly motivating to like push for that, I would have been set because like in high school, I wanted to like go to this art college and it was like out of state. And, my parents were like, yeah, that's not going to happen. I was like, oh, okay, my bad. Sorry. Sorry for having dreams. I'm going to back up and come back to reality. And then when I graduated, and then like around the time I graduated, like I said, a lot of the teachers at my school and the faculty and staff were all kind of like drilling into our heads, don't go into the arts. You're going to be a starving artist. Oh my goodness. And yeah, that just kind of like pushed me away from what I really enjoy doing, which was drawing and painting. I like sitting in a corner and just painting and listening to music and being to myself. And instead I panicked and I listened to those other people and I was like, well, I'm good at science, so let me try that. And yeah, I'm good at science. I'm okay with math, and I ended up getting a biology degree. And I'm not gonna say like I'm salty about it. It was definitely, I'm glad I had the experience. I'm glad that I did get it because it's like that something's always better than nothing. And I can solidly say I'm I get science and everything. I can proudly say I have a degree in biology. But it was always one of these things where it's like it's not what I'm passionate about. It's not what I personally uh really wanted. And that's what kind of like led to the past year for me. I finally got that degree in 2020 when all of the chaos was going on. I had finished. I think the best part about it was like I managed to get that degree and like have no student loan debt because I was paying for it out of pocket. And there's probably like anyone who ever sees this, anyone who ever hears that, they're like, what? Like jaw is completely on the ground because how does anybody get a degree in this day and age and not have like at least 10, 20, 30 grand in student loan debt. Like, and that's the sad part. Is like if you're just to get an associate's, you're probably going to end up in like 10,000 worth of debt at least, just for an associate's, just for a 2-year degree. And I can proudly say that I did not end up down that road. I got my degree. I do not have any student loan debt, so that's something that I can be proud of. But it also required me to like spend 10 years going off and on to school and working and helping my family, to the best of my ability, and kind of struggling to pay bills and everything. It took 10 years of that before I finally got a 2-year degree, and that sucks. But it's okay. Like I have it now, and I've gotten to like kind of self-reflect on what it is I really want to be doing, and this is definitely a lot more fun, or it's turning out to be fun so far. Again, I'm only sitting up here talking to myself, so it's only but so fun. But hopefully in the future, we'll have a nice little community of people who enjoy art streams and enjoy writing and enjoy creativity, and also zombie shooters and cozy games and things. Hopefully in the future I'll have like a nice little group of people who are supportive of that and want to continue down this road with me to see where it goes. Let's see what else. What was my main point? Because this is another thing. I kind of get sidetracked and like tangents. I just talk in tangents, and I'm sorry. But yeah, I guess I'll kind of like talk about like what the art streams are going to be about. And oh yeah, I was talking about like how I got into practicing with Clip Studio Paint. So that was kind of like what led to it. It was like the past year there was a bunch of crazy things. I had like a personal injury which really 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 sucked, but it caused me to like take some downtime on myself to kind of focus on what it was I wanted out of life. And that's when I settled on trying to get into or back into painting and drawing, and deciding to finally do the YouTube channel, because that was also something I wanted to do for like 10 years, and I just thought, oh, I couldn't be one of those people who do it. But then I found Live 2D, and like VTubing. And it's not like VTubing was like anything that was like super unknown to me. It was definitely something that I got into, or like I learned about, I guess in like, it was around the time like Giguk made that video. Like we I'm sure all of us who are in the VTubing world, you know, we know the Giguk video. And you know, it just didn't never seem like it was something specifically for me. And then then Niji Sanji came along and Luxium came along, and I've learned about Vox, and I'm just like, oh, this is very much for me now. Yes, this is where I want to be. Thank you. I am very happy. I am in my happy place, and I will be playing music while I'm enjoying this. But yeah, that's kind of what led me to get into VTubing. I randomly found it like last October, and then I started at my part-time job now, and I decided, you know what, I'm going to bite the bullet and do something insane, and I am going to take the money from this part-time job and really focus on building what it is I want. I am going to properly invest in myself, and that's kind of where I'm at now. You know, I've built my computer. It's way more expensive than I meant for it to be. I thought the one I was going to get was going to be like 1,200 at the most, but it's way more it's going now. I have it flashing like green lights, so it's very calming and relaxing to go along with today's stream. But yes, it's beautiful. I have a pink case. It's so cute. And I am just kind of getting much stronger at doing the things that I wanted to do. So for the next few weeks, I believe I will be mainly focused on live streaming, and I'm just kind of getting used to that. And then after that, I'm going to start, you know, my YouTube videos that I really wanted to make, which were like the art, or not the art, the story videos that I had talked about. So in last stream, I mentioned wanting to do or like write stories and kind of narrate them. So if you like the sound of my voice, definitely come back for like the story narrations. But I probably won't actually get started on making them until I'd say probably around April. And so we probably won't see a proper upload until like maybe May or June. It's gonna take me a little while to actually get in the groove of like what it is I want to do with those streams. But basically, I will be making the background art for them. I will be writing the stories myself, and I will be doing the audio narrations as well. I have a Yeti mic at the Yeti X, I believe, and hopefully it sounds pretty good. I had gotten a cheaper microphone, but it didn't sound as great. And then this one, I like the sound of it a lot. I think it sounds really, 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 really nice. But you know, if there are nicer ones that are around the same price, you know, definitely let me know. Maybe drop them in like the comment section or something, so I can try and take a look at them. Because definitely I was kind of like lost for mic recommendations. But yeah, back to what I was saying. Yeah, the videos, they're going to take a little while for me to do, because, you know, I'm doing like all of the editing and all of the artwork and all of the writing and all of the audio myself. I'll probably get like commission music from like someone on Fiverr if I can, so I can have like really nice background music for my videos. But that's pretty much it. But yeah, that's pretty much what the path is looking like, and I'm really excited. I'm just so happy to finally be started, because my coworker, I've been telling her about all of this, and you know, she's been really super excited for me. And she's just kind of been like the little bit of motivation that I kind of needed, the little cheerleader in the background that I kind of needed to get this started. And so I'm finally starting, and I'm still in disbelief, but I'm really excited. I'm really happy. And yeah, As far as what's going to happen this stream, I'm not going to talk too much while I'm doing the art. I was originally trying to think like, what could I possibly talk about besides everything that I just talked about, because this is now running on like 30 minutes long of me just like babbling. uh, but yeah, I was just like, what could I possibly talk about during the entire time that I'm doing this artwork? And then I'm like, I don't really even want to sit and talk while I'm doing my artwork. I just want to do the artwork. I just want to sit and paint. So I decided, all right, we're just gonna like chill this stream. I'm going to be playing some music. Let me actually see, get the information. Okay, so the music is from the relaxed movement. Not this music that's playing. This music that's playing is, I actually don't remember where. It's just like some free background music that I found. I was kind of like searching around for like recommendations, and this was one of them. So this is like one of the ones that I went with. But the music that I will be playing during the art stream, so once I switch over to you know, the actual art painting part, the music that I will be playing is from the relaxed movement. Yeah, and this video is 12 hours of free background music for creators and streamers. I don't really know if there's like, you know, an actual name for it, but it is listed in the description below. So if you know, liked the music that's playing in the background for today's stream, definitely head over there. And it's literally just like a 12-hour long video. And yeah, the video, I'm going to be using one of Bob Ross's videos. So the channel is literally Bob Ross. I don't know if it's actually run by him or if it's run by someone else or something, but like pretty much like all of the videos I guess he did from his show were uploaded. And one of them is called Ocean Sunset. It's season 10, episode 10, Ocean Sunset. And I thought, oh, how nice and relaxing. Let's paint some waves today. It'll be great practice for me because yeah, I like I said at the start of my rambling, I definitely needed to I needed something that helped me kind of get used to drawing and painting in Clip Studio Paint, just because I'm so not used to how drawing on a tablet and everything works. And I can actually like pull up the one that I'm using. Let me see. Yeah, I'm just gonna like pull it up while it's off camera. Are you gonna go to it or? Oh, there we go. Yeah, so it's the XP-Pen G640. And it's the one where it's like literally just like this black square. And it comes with like a little stylus, but it's literally just like a black square. Like that's it. That's all you get. And there's no actual screen to look at it or anything. Just trying to make sure that like nothing on. Yeah, I'm just trying to make sure like nothing actually shows like any private information. Okay, well, I guess I won't really show it on screen, but I think, yeah, I think that should work. Okay, let's go ahead and switch over to the gameplay. But yeah, that's it there, and it's literally that, and it's just kind of really difficult to draw on, or for me, it feels odd. I'll switch back over to just chatting. But yeah, for me, oh, hang on. Oh, there I am. But yeah, for me, that one just feels like really odd because the best way I can describe it is like if you put like socks or mittens on like cats and dogs, and they do like that weird walk where they're just like trying to shake, you know, the mittens off or whatever, and they're just kind of like walking normally, or they're not really walking normally, but like they're able to walk forward, but they're like shaking each leg to try and get the socks off. That's what it feels like drawing on this thing for me. And again, I don't really mind it all that much, but it's like it's plugged in, or like it has to plug in, and the way it has to plug in, um, the wire kind of like makes it difficult for me to like move it around and everything. Um, and so yeah, it's definitely just like a little awkward for me. And it's also really weird because my monitors are up on a stand, and so uh my monitors are up on a stand, and you know, it's definitely nice for my back because I had a back injury last year or in 2021. So it, you know, having them up on a stand is really nice for my back, but it sucks for, you know, actually drawing and painting on, because again, I am very used to paper and canvas, and because of that, I'm very used to seeing my hand. Excuse me. But yeah, I'm very used to seeing my hand whenever I'm drawing and painting, and now I don't know. My brain just like does not like having the fact that I have to translate uh, what I draw and paint on canvas, but like having to translate it without actually seeing my hand doing the work, or like seeing where my hand is going, because again, sometimes, like I said, because it's like connected to a wire, sometimes it'll like kind of pull the wire a bit, and then my pad will like turn a little, and I don't realize it because I can't see it with from my hand. So I'll like try and draw a line, and it's just like not going where I thought it was, because out of nowhere my tablet's just kind of tilted a little bit, and the line's just like going off and up for no apparent reason instead of where I thought I was drawing. Um, and so yeah, that can be like really disorienting. So please consider supporting me. Well, I'm going to be getting like a proper drawing tablet soon. I will be getting one that I can touch the screen of with a stylus and like actually see my hand and everything. And uh, but you know, also, you know, consider subscribing and becoming a member and everything, so I can, you can support me, and I can continue, you know, down this path and everything. uh but yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. Like those are the kind of things that I wanted to talk about, so I'm just going to go ahead and get into, you know, painting. Like I said, I will be using background music, so I'm not going to be talking. I'm going to put the mic away, and I will kind of let Bob Ross calmly uh, take us through painting some ocean waves at sunset. And if you like the stream and everything, and it feels really relaxing for you, you know, consider, or well, you know, hopefully the stream is super relaxing for anyone who may need it. And yeah, just, you know, like play it in the background or something. I doubt anybody's actually going to be painting along, but you know, hopefully this stream is like really relaxing and peaceful for everyone else as well. All right, thank you so much for joining today, and yeah, I will uh get started on painting.
Glad to see you again today. You ready to do a fantastic seascape? thought that's what we'd do today. So let's start out and have them run all the colors across the screen that you need to do this seascape with me. And let's go on up here and let me talk just a little bit while they're doing that. I started with a good old standard 18 by 24 inch canvas, but I've done something a little bit different today. The top part of the canvas is totally covered with a thin, even coat of liquid white all the way up here. Down, you can see this little line here. Now from here down is covered with liquid clear. Now this is just like liquid white, only it's clear, that's all. So let's go and do a fantastic little seascape. I'm going to start out with a 2-inch brush and a small amount of the cad yellow. Very small amount. Just beat it into the bristles a little bit. Okay, let's go up here. Now then, maybe we'll have a beautiful bright little sky today. So I'm just going to start with a little yellow. Do something like so. Just let that mix with the liquid white. There. Now, without cleaning the brush, go right into a touch. Of yellow ochre. Load the brush the same way. Go back up here. Now right around the edges of that. See there? Still using little crisscross strokes. We'll just bring that right around sort of like so. There we go. And if a little happens to get down here in your painting, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's no problem at all. Okay, still without cleaning the brush, we'll go right into bright red, a little bit. It's very strong, okay? Now then, right around those edges, we'll take a little bit of this beautiful red color. Just like so. Isn't that pretty? Already we have a painting for the Museum of Modern Art here. We can just stop right there. Now then, I'm gonna put a little bit of red over here and just let it work right along. Right in here is going to be the horizon. just very lightly blend all this together. Okay, now then, I have several brushes going, so I don't have to spend all my time washing. I'm going to take straight titanium white, just straight white, and go right up in this area. And I want this to be very bright, so I'm going to take white and put it right there. Straight titanium white. Now it won't show up much because light against light is nothing, but you just wait. Now I'm going to grab it and pull it. Just pull. Look at there. Grab it and pull. We don't care what happens in here. We're going to cover all that up anyway. Now then, let me wash the brush. And we just wash our brushes with odorless paint thinner. Shake them off. And beat the devil out of them. Okay, or we can just use this same old brush. I'm going to go into a small amount of phthalo blue and reach up here and grab a little touch of alizarin crimson. So we have phthalo blue and alizarin crimson, proportionately much more crimson than blue. I want this to be a little bit to the reddish side. Okay, there's very little paint on the brush. Let's go back up here. Now then, let's take and use just the corner of the brush using little circular strokes. And let's just begin laying in some happy little clouds. Maybe there's one that lives, oh, look at there, look at there, look at there. There he is, see? He comes right out there. Look at that. See how easy it is to make all kinds of beautiful little cloud shapes? All you need is just the corner of the brush. There we go. Okay, now then over here, we'll put another little cloud lives right there. There we go. And in your world, you decide where the clouds live. You put as many or as few as you want. It's your decision. There we go. Just wherever. Maybe there's one right there. Still using those tiny little strokes, little circular strokes, just with the corner of the brush. Okay, so I say I have several brushes going here. Now with a clean brush, I'm just going to very gently blend this a little. Don't have to over blend it. Just enough to sort of mix it up. Like like so. There we go. Still using little round strokes, little circular strokes. Now you can blend this till it absolutely goes away. All we want to do is blend it just enough to soften the edges so it comes all, and then watch here. Then we'll take this and very gently, 3 hairs and some air. Very gently, just bring it all together. You don't want to lose your shapes. You just want to soften all the edges. And then you can do like that. See how it just brings it right over? Makes it look like little light streaks coming through there. Now then, to really add a little more contrast, I'm going to mix a little more color, the same color, crimson and phthalo blue. Alizarin crimson, phthalo blue, but a little darker, a little more on the brush. And right in here, I want to show a cloud that's a little closer. So for that, we'll just use a little darker color. And it'll give the impression that this cloud is closer to us. See how easy that is? And you can create all kinds of beautiful little things happening in here. All right, then we'll go back to our clean brush. Stir this up a little bit. Just mix it. Don't overdo, don't overdo. It's easy to get carried away. And then very lightly. 2 hairs and some air this time. See, it gives the impression now that that cloud is in front a little bit. So it helps create the illusion of depth and distance in your sky. And you can put a couple here and there, wherever. But that easy, you can make a fantastic, fantastic sky. Looks like a nice sunset already. And if you want to, you can go in here with a fan brush and you can add some little streakers. Little streaky clouds. See? That easy. And you can put as many of these in as you want. Just want to show you how. Clean, dry brush, and then blend them right into the painting. There we go. Isn't that a beautiful sky? And you can do it. There, wash that fan brush. I have some paper towels over here. I just dry the fan brush on. That's the fun part of this whole technique. Alrighty, now then we have to make a big decision here. Let's take our phthalo blue, alizarin crimson, and I'm gonna make a dark, dark lavender color. On the palette, it should look black. All right, we got her mixed here. Now then, let me show you one other thing first. One of the easiest ways to help you with the seascape, because they're sort of hard at first until you practice a little. I'm gonna take the little filbert brush here, and to that I've added a bunch of paint thinner, so this is thin as water nearly. Sort of come in here and sketch out where you want the major wave to be. And let's just say it's gonna live, boom, right there. And this is not a commitment at this time. You can still change it. Zoom, comes up like that. Maybe it comes over. Maybe the foam's gonna crash up in here somewhere like that. Now our shoreline, maybe it'll come, like that, something like that. That just helps give you a little bit of sort of a layout. And it'll really save you a lot of trouble. Okay. After you've practiced a while, maybe you don't need to do this, but at first, I really recommend you do it that way. It'll help you lay it out. Here I'm using that dark color we made. It's a very dark lavender color. See, if we had used liquid white here, when we put this on, it would pick up the white, and you would lose this beautiful, beautiful. to help you with the seascape, because they're sort of hard at first until you practice a little. I'm going to take the little filbert brush here, and to that I've added a bunch of paint thinner, so this is thin as water nearly. Sort of come in here and sketch out where you want the major wave to be. And let's just say it's going to live, boom, right there. And this is not a commitment at this time. You can still change it. Shoom, comes up like that. Maybe it comes over. Maybe the foam's going to crash up in here somewhere like that. Now our shoreline, maybe it'll come, oh, like that, something like that. That just helps give you a little bit of sort of a layout, and it'll really save you a lot of trouble. Okay. After you've practiced a while, maybe you don't need to do this, but at first, I really recommend you do it that way. It'll help you lay it out. Here I'm using that dark color we made. It's a very dark lavender color. Now see, if we had used liquid white here, when we put this on, it would pick up the white, and you would lose this beautiful, beautiful dark color. There. Liquid clear allows us to mix on the canvas without changing the value of the color. Look at that. And we'll just come right on down in here. In here, we're going to have the transparency, or the bright spot of the wave. That's the part of the wave. If you're into selling paintings, that's the part of the wave that sells. That's what everybody wants to see. It's that big crasher. We'll come right in here and just sort of follow this guide. All we're doing here is putting in some dark color so our light will show later on. Let me add a little more color. A little more color. Just alizarin crimson, phthalo blue. Now when you're doing these here we're going to have the transparency or the bright spot of the wave. That's the part of the wave. If you're into selling paintings, that's the part of the wave that sells. That's what everybody wants to see. It's a big crasher. We'll come right in here. And just sort of follow this guide. All we're doing here is putting in some dark color so our light will show later on. Let me add a little more color. A little more color. Just alizarin crimson, phthalo blue. Now when you're doing these at home, you can add all kinds of colors. A lot of times phthalo green is very pretty in seascapes. Ooh, it is dynamite color, beautiful color. But it's very strong, be careful with it. See, already we have all of our dark areas blocked in. When you're using a big old 2-inch brush, it didn't take but a second. Okay. Isn't that a beautiful, rich color? All right. Now we can really start playing. Let me grab my fan brush. I'm going to take same old colors, alizarin crimson and phthalo blue. And let's put some on the fan brush here. Just load it back and forth like that. Not a great deal of paint on the brush. Okay, let's go up here. Maybe there's a little footland back here. That's a fancy name for a rock sticks out in the water. Little peninsula way back in the distance. And this is too far away to show detail, so don't worry about it. All we're looking for here is just a basic shape. Okay, tell you what, shoot, that was so much fun. Let's do another one. Maybe there's another bigger stone in front of it here, bigger footland. This will help create the illusion of... Let's put some on the fan brush here. Just load it back and forth like that. Not a great deal of paint on the brush. Okay, let's go up here. Maybe there's a little footland back here. That's a fancy name for a rock sticks out in the water. Little peninsula way back in the distance. And this is too far away to show detail, so don't worry about it. All we're looking for here is just a basic shape. Okay, tell you what, shoot, that was so much fun. Let's do another one. Maybe there's another bigger stone in front of it here, bigger footland. This will help create the illusion of distance in your painting. And you can put all kinds of things back here. You can put little trees on these footlands and just whatever. But it really helps. See, it shows different planes in your painting. Hope you can see that. Okay. Now, if it doesn't show up quite well enough, you can take and add a little highlight to it. See, just to get it to stand out a little more. Maybe that'll help. You can see that a little better now. There we go. Good. Okay. And that quick, we got a happy little footland back here. All right, now we can begin putting in some of the good stuff. I'll just start with just plain old titanium white. And we'll go right up here and just begin putting in some happy little highlights way back here in the distance. Barely touching. Barely touching. And sort of like that, make all these little things happen. Bring it right around the base of this little footland back here. Now then, let's have some fun. Let's go like right in here. Watch here, grab it, and just come right up like that. Uh-oh, what have we done now? And maybe there's another one right here and back. And let's go right along here. All right, now we can begin putting in some of the good stuff. I'll just start with Just plain old titanium white. And we'll go right up here and just begin putting in some happy little highlights way back here in the distance. Barely, barely touching. Barely touching. And sort of like that, make all these little things happen. Bring it right around the base of this little footland back here. Now then, let's have some fun. Let's go like right in here. Watch here, grab it, and just come right up like that. Uh-oh, what have we done now? And maybe there's another one right here and back. And let's go right along here. See how easy that is? Clean off the old brush here. Okay. Now then, I'm going to take another fan brush that's clean and very gently, here, I'm just going to begin doing like so. See, just work that back. Pay very, very close attention to angles. All you want to leave in here is the dark areas. This is a time when the dark areas are much more important than the light areas. And right in here, same thing. Same thing. See, just blend that up like that. That's beginning to look pretty already. Okay. Now that we can go right into a little bit of white. See, and begin making all these little things that are far, far away, little swells that are far in the distance. Don't want too much detail back there. There's our little footman. Okay, good. This painting, it'll teach you to be an expert brush washer. Let's go back into our blue and crimson. Just mix it right on the palette. All right, now this area here, we have to put dark in before we can put our light in. let's just add a little bit of dark color right here. This painting, it'll teach you to be an expert brush washer. Let's go back into our blue and crimson. Blue and crimson. Just mix it right on the palette. All right, now this area here, we have to put dark in before we can put our light in. So let's just add a little bit of dark color right here. See how easy that is? Follow that basic angle, so look at that. Look at there. All we're doing is just applying dark. We'll come back later and put all the highlights on, the good parts. Everybody wants to jump on these good parts, but you have to do the framework first. Okay, now that we got some dark on there, let's take some white. Just use some titanium white. A lot of paint on the brush now, a lot of paint. Okay, now then, grab this and pull it. Pull it. Strokes are very important. You might need to wash or wipe your brush. Sometimes you can just wipe it in between each stroke because you're going to pick up some of this undercolor. See, grab it and pull it. Here, like that. Okay. Now then, let's get our little filbert brush here. I'm going to go into white and the least little touch of cadmium yellow. White and yellow. White and yellow. Okay, let's go up here. Now then, let's go right in here. This is the part that makes the painting so pretty. This is it. All we're doing here is scrubbing in some color. And the light would come right along the top of this wave because the water's thinner here. Look at that. Just like so. And maybe there's a touch even right over in here. Just a little bit right in there. All right. Now then. With a clean, dry, be sure it's dry, it's most important. Clean, dry 2-inch brush. Come right in here, very, very gently. Just begin blending this. Now then, we're going to begin picking up some of this nice, rich lavender color we have down here and blending it right up into it. Look at there. And this is where we begin forming the basic angle of the wave. Now, I beat the brush just to remove excess paint. See, it doesn't matter if a little of that color goes up in there. That light, the light area will remain. Just grab it and pull. Okay, let me find my little filbert brush here. We'll use some of this lavender color that we have. Same old lavender. Yellow. Okay, let's go up here. Now then, let's go right in here. This is the part that makes the painting so pretty. This is it. All we're doing here is scrubbing in some color. And the light would come right along the top of this wave because the water's thinner here. Look at that. Just like so. And maybe there's a touch even right over in here. Just a little bit right in there. All right. Now then. With a clean, dry, be sure it's dry, it's most important. Clean, dry 2-inch brush. Come right in here, very, very gently. Just begin blending this. Now then, we're going to begin picking up some of this nice, rich lavender color we have down here and blending it right up into it. Look at there. And this is where we begin forming the basic angle of the wave. Now, I beat the brush just to remove excess paint. See, it doesn't matter if a little of that color goes up in there. That light, the light area will remain. Just grab it and pull. Okay, let me find my little filbert brush here. we'll use some of this lavender color that we have. Same old lavender color. Put a touch of white in it. There we go. Now let's begin putting some foam in here. First, we'll put the shadows in. And you take this brush and just lay it over and just really scrub it in. Now let's begin putting some foam in here. First, we'll put the shadows in. And you take this brush and just lay it over and just really scrub it in. Get tough with it, get mean with it. Think about water churning and bubbling, and maybe it comes way up here and crashes and splashes, and all kinds of fantastic little things are happening. And this is only the shadow. Only the shadow. We'll come back and put the highlights on in a second. Okay. Yeah, then I want to fill this in. This needs to be good and dark also. Like that. And with our clean brush, we want to continue this angle. Just grab it and bring it through. Look at there. Okay. Now be sure your filbert brush is good and clean and dry. Now comes the fun part. This is what we wait on. Take white, cad yellow, load a lot of paint into the bristles. Just really fill this son of a gun up. Okay, now then, sort of hold the brush here and give it a little upward push. And it's that upward push, that's where the splash happens. And when you begin running out of paint, turn it over and use the other side of the brush. And usually you can just wipe off the excess. You don't have to go through the whole cleaning procedure. You want to keep this color as pure as you can, because it's going to mix with what's on there. Okay, plenty of paint on the brush. Plenty of paint. Splashing way up here. All kinds of beautiful little things are happening. Continually wipe that brush. Keep it good and clean. And we'll have a little bit. Boom. Boy, you get carried away with these. You can really get carried away and have a super time. Seascapes are fun. There. Okay. Clean off the brush. Okay, now with a good clean, dry brush. You just want to sort of mix this together. That'll make a different value, a medium value here, because it'll mix with the dark and the light, brings it all together. Just stir it up a little bit. Okay. Now then, good, clean, dry 2-inch brush, just the corner, and just mix this up. All you have to do is just very gently bring all this together. Very gently. This is 2 hairs and some air. Barely touching. And that easy. We have it. Now then, I'm going to take a paint thinner, yellow and white, and be sure your paint is as thin as ink. So very thin, water consistency. Let's go right up here. This nice bright area here, there's going to be all kinds of light shining through. Just put all these happy little things. And at home, when you have unlimited time, you can just really go in here and put all kinds of beautiful, beautiful little things. There. Okay. Come right along here and just sparkle that like so. All right. Now, let's take some white, a little touch of the phthalo blue, very little blue, white and blue. And I'm going to take a paint thinner, yellow and white, and be sure your paint is as thin as ink. So very thin, water consistency. Let's go right up here. This nice bright area here, there's going to be all kinds of light shining through. Just put all these happy little things. And at home, when you have unlimited time, you can just really go in here and put all kinds of beautiful, beautiful little things. There. Okay. Come right along here and just sparkle that like so. All right. Now, let's take some white, a little touch of the phthalo blue, very little blue, white and blue. And let's begin working on some happy little things that are just floating right on down through here. All kinds of little, this is where you begin forming the wave. This gives it shape, it gives it character. Look at that. And back in here, just bring it right on back. Let's have some fun. Right into that light area. I'm gonna go right into some cad yellow. We'll just throw that right on there. Right into the yellow ochre, just like we did the sky. Just drop it in. Right into some bright red. Whew. We got us a fireball going here. Then I'm gonna reach into dark sienna. Right on down through here, all kinds of little, this is where you begin forming the wave. This gives it shape, it gives it character. Look at that. back in here. Just bring it right on back. Let's have some fun. Right into that light area. I'm going to go right into some cad yellow. We'll just throw that right on there. Right into the yellow ochre, just like we did the sky. Just drop it in. Right into some bright red. Whew, we got us a fireball going here. Then I'm going to reach into dark sienna. A little bit more dark sienna here. Then right into Van Dyke brown. Over here, I want to get quite dark, so it makes that light really stand out. Okay. little touch of white right there. And then with a clean brush, all you have to do is blend all this together. Just blend it together. Let the colors sort of mix. And then lightly, lightly, lightly go across. Lightly go across. Then we'll take a fan brush. I want to put titanium white with the least little touch of phthalo blue on it. And then let's come right in here and begin making all kinds of happy little foam things. Just laying out here, having a good time. Leave some of these dark areas. Leave some dark areas. Don't kill them all. See, begin paying attention to the shape of the wave. It's very important. Very important. Over here, I have some coming up like that. Now, while I got the old brush going, I'll just take it right into some brown. And let's have maybe just some sand right here. Comes right, there it is. Look at there. Just put, this is just brown with a little touch of white that was left on it. Right down like that. A little bit of sand on the beach. Van Dyke brown, dark sienna, a little touch of white. Little seagulls, they gotta have a place to run. Okay, now, take a little paint there with some dark paint. We just run a little line right into here, like so. Paint thinner with some of the light blue, and we can just put the indication of a little bit of water playing all down here on the beach. Put all kinds of little lines and stuff here and there. See how easy that is? And it really makes some nice effects. And let's have a happy little stone. Lives right there. This is just Van Dyke brown. Shoot, I tell you what, we'll have another little stone right there. Can I pull a little bit down? Grab it. Makes a reflection. Take the little knife. And we'll put the least little touch of some highlights on here. Like so. The old clock on the wall is telling me, got to stop for today. So with that, I think we'll call this painting finished. I sincerely hope you've enjoyed it. That'll give you a good idea of how to do a fantastic seascape. Happy painting.
Okay, well, that's it for the stream. Hopefully you enjoyed. Yeah, it definitely came out a lot better than I thought it was going to, especially at the very beginning. I I had made my sky too big, but it turned out perfectly fine in the end, or it turned out really well in the end. So I'm very, very happy. Uh, it really does look so good. But yeah, like I said, this is kind of what I do from time to time to just sort of practice and get used to all the tools in Clip Studio Paint. Because, you know, on Bob Ross uh, painting, he's using one brush for them all. Run one brush just about for everything. Every so often he'll switch to the fan brush or maybe a clean brush, but and you know that's kind of like what I got used to when I was painting as well. And then with Clip Studio Paint, it's just so many different things, so many different tools, all just right there. But yeah, I really love how it came out. It's so beautiful and extremely vibrant, and yeah, so hopefully this stream was really nice and enjoyable for everyone else. Let me know like what your thoughts are, and if you kind of like this style of stream. It's definitely relaxing. I kind of had a long day, so it was really nice to just kind of like kick back and, you know, just paint again. My next stream will definitely be Saturday, so I am streaming every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. The next one will be Hogwarts Legacy. Yeah, I haven't gotten a chance to really pay too much attention to it, but I was really excited to play it because, you know, it's coming out this week, and so I can't wait to get into it. I've been a fan of like Harry Potter for a little while. I wouldn't call myself like a hardcore fan. I didn't collect all of the books, and I wasn't out to every like midnight screening or whatever. But you know, I saw all the movies, and it's magical and it's great, and I love it. So I will be playing that this coming Saturday, and I'm really excited because it's supposed to be open world, and it's like, yeah, I get to run around. And yeah, I'll just turn my brain off, run around, and be crazy. It'll be fun. But that's it for today, and everyone have a great day. Consider liking, subscribing, becoming a member if I get to, you know, do that. And I'll probably turn this into like a speed paint in the future. So, you know, if you just wanted like a sped up version of this, you know, it'll be there. All right. Thank you and goodbye.